All right, so today I have a little announcement. So I've kind of hinted around at this. I've told you that we, have an offer on a building and then a contract. I kind of let it slip into Christmas services. We put a contract on a building. Well, today I'm going to tell you where that building is. We and really, here's the deal. Everyone needs a place to call home. That's just a human idea. Everybody needs a place to call home. And we've been a family for 9.5 years almost. And that's really amazing. And the first few years, we moved like 4 times in 4 years. It was crazy. And we were moving all around like the children of Israel in the wilderness. And it was a deal. And we were following the cloud everywhere. And it was really unsettling. And whenever you move, there is an unsettling a little bit, So, but I believe there's something powerful about permanence. Finding a permanent place from which to launch all kinds of ministry. And so today, it's my pleasure to announce that we are purchasing the church building called Austin Cathedral, which Austin Cathedral is pastored by Bill Hart. And I met Bill a few months ago, and we started talking about this idea. And some of you are like, what's Austin Cathedral? Well, do you remember the worship night that we went to? And we kind of used their building to have our worship night last semester. And here it is. We went to that building, and I will tell you, every person who was there was like, whoa, something's going on here. There was like something happening spiritually there that was unique and that was interesting as we went through the night. There's Pastor Bill, and Pastor Bill's been doing ministry in this city for 35 years and has contributed to the prayer movement in the city. He believes that God told him, he spoke to him, go to Austin, I want you to break the principalities and powers over this city. And they had like a 6 or 7, I can't remember, maybe it was an 8 or 9 year prayer meeting at 6 a.m. every morning. Think about that. And that church has been vibrant and just a beautiful part of the community in Austin. And they're coming to a new season. And Pastor Bill is not retiring. He still has more left in him, but it's time for him to relinquish the burden of that senior pastor role. He needs freedom and flexibility to do some other things that God's put in his heart. So he told me, he said, I'm going to come, you guys buy this building, I'm going to come to your church. And I'm going to tell all my people to come to your church. And so his leadership team, and they're joining our family at One Chapel, which is pretty cool. And so, and so what will happen, I've told them that you're pretty nice. Only a few weird people among us. No, you're all weird. And so I said, okay, well, let's figure out how that works. And so we're kind of in a process of working that out. We will close on the building on March 31st. All right, so which is awesome, but then there will be a period of renovation on the building to make sure. Did we show the building stuff? Yeah. So this is the building, and it has some great bones. It has great opportunity for us. We need to make it fit us, and we need to kind of retool it for the next 10 or 20 years of ministry. Okay, so it's going to need that, and we're going to be working on that. Look at this, it's 7.5 acres. 7.5 acres, which is awesome. We can have all kinds of picnics and stuff out back there. Is really awesome, so incredible. There's so many ways we can utilize this building in ways we couldn't use this building. You gotta realize that there's something when you get a permanent place, and the place is beautiful. Look at all those trees. There's like a real spirit there that I'm really excited about. And it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner from Barton Creek Square Mall, right? Which is where One Chapel started. So we're kind of coming full circle from starting in the movie theaters at One Chapel, started in the Barton Creek Square Mall at those AMC theaters. And here's the distance. It's 4.4 miles from this location right here, which, by the way, is miraculous to find a building that can house us just within a 5-mile radius of this building. That's a miracle. And it's also a miracle that we can find a building that can house us within a 5-mile radius that we can afford. And, and so there's a miracle going on here, which is super cool. 5 minutes closer, probably, for those of you coming from the north. Maybe almost 5 minutes longer for those of you coming from the west, so it's not too far, but it's around up on Mopac and then around by the mall, and then and so I'm super excited about this because I think you have to realize that when you get a permanent place, number one, I think something spiritual happens. Like there's something about territory. There's something about a church saying, no, we're here. We've been moving around, we've been committed, but we are here to stay. And so we're going to launch more campuses out of this building. We're going to have more access to 24 hours a day. I don't know if you realize this, but we can't even play music in this building during the day because of the people upstairs. And our job is to serve and love people, so we do. We don't play music, we play it really quiet. There's so many limitations on this building. This building is more than twice the square footage of what we have here at Monterey Oaks, which is pretty amazing. And so we're going to go through a little bit of a process of renovating. I'll talk to you about that in the coming weeks because I think we're going to have to kind of move forward a little bit in our giving to really do everything we want to do, and we'll talk about that as we move forward. But here's the thing I want to tell you. Their last service is the 29th of March, and so they will begin to really hang out with us after that. Some of them have already started infiltrating, and so we had a couple people came on the all-night prayer meeting, and they came to check us out and what are these weirdos doing with all-night prayer meeting? They didn't think we were weirdos. They thought it was awesome, and so there's a process here by which we're going to worship together. We're going to do some praying together to make sure that we can come together as a family. Because I want you to understand that Jesus prayed a prayer in John 17. It is our namesake, One Chapel. Jesus said, Father, make them one like you and I are one. And then he said, there's a reason for that oneness. It's not just so everybody can be happy. Everybody can get along. Everybody be nice. That's good, but there's a more strategic reason. He said, Father, make them one like you and I are one, so the world will believe that you sent me. There is a strategic, evangelistic idea in unity. And I think God's giving us another opportunity to express unity with another church, with lots of churches in our city, obviously, but with another church where they come together and they we have a little bit different culture than they do or style than they do in some cases. Doesn't matter. We can be a family and we can all agree together under the banner of Jesus Christ that he is Lord and he is sovereign and we're going to worship him as a family. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to open up your arms, right? You don't have to do it now. You're so obedient though. I just love it. Like that just like fed my soul in an interesting way. I don't know. They do what I tell them. It's so awesome. Okay, everybody get up and dance. Just kidding. Not ready for that. So listen, I want you to figuratively open your arms to them. Now here's really the serious thing about it. It's hard to put together two congregations. We're the host. We're the hospitable ones. And they're surrendering their house for us to fix up. So there's a deal there. I want you to open your heart. I want you to open your arms. I want you to embrace him. I want you to lean in during this next season of One Chapel. Because not only is it a deal for them, but it's a deal for us. Whenever you move as a church, people get lost in the shuffle. They get lost in the shuffle. If you haven't seen somebody for a while, you call them. You lean in, don't lean out. This is a season for leaning in, and we'll get done with our renovations as soon as we can, and then we will move in probably somewhere in the summer, and then we will kind of have a grand opening second Sunday of September, which is our 10-year anniversary. That's pretty awesome. So I wanted to tell you about that, and I wanted you to pray, and I wanted you to welcome Pastor Bill and the rest of Austin Cathedral as they kind of go into this next journey and be really sensitive and be open-hearted. All right, should we pray?